Okay, we have coming to the stage an amazing storyteller. Her name is Sara Monge.
Hello. So, I always knew throughout my life that one day I would be a hero. And I'm not talking like a superhero, like nothing, crazy like that. I mean the kind of hero where you're in the ocean with your friend and your friend gets attacked by a shark, and you, having seen every single shark documentary out there, know that if you punch a shark in the gills, it can't breathe. And if it can't breathe, then it freaks out, swims away. So then I would go up, punch the shark, save my friend. I'd be known as the girl who punched a shark in the face. They make a movie of my life. Cara Delevingne would star as me. Because we're at the same attractiveness level, of course. She'd win an Oscar, meaning I would win an Oscar. Just like a typical hero's journey like that. That's kind of what I thought my life would be. So I'm telling my friend Kayla all about this, and she says to me, "Sara, that sounds like a load of bullshit." And I'm like, "Excuse me, you don't think I could be a hero? I don't understand, why not?" She goes, "Well, there's a few things I'd like to bring to your attention that I feel like you're forgetting about yourself." And I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, I could take the criticism, have at me, I think you're gonna be wrong, but sure, okay. And she says, well, number one, every time you walk up one flight of stairs, you're wheezing so hard it's as if you've run a full marathon. And I'm like, yeah, but doesn't everyone do that? So I debunk that point. It is invalid, okay? She cannot use it anymore. Point two, she says to me, the fact that you think that after punching a shark that you wouldn't immediately be eaten afterwards implies that you're crazy. And I'm like, no. Realistically, that's obviously not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because I expect it to happen. And things like that only happen when you least expect them. So if you go in expecting it to happen, then of course it can't happen. I'm not crazy, it's just physics, guys. So I'm winning this argument, right? And we've just parked at a parking structure at Hollywood and Highland, which if you guys haven't been, don't fucking go. It's the worst place in the world. It's the place where homeless people dress up as movie characters. They take pictures with your kids, and then if you don't pay them afterwards, they stab you. I'm not joking, Google it. That's a thing, okay? I also one time saw a guy with a snake in his mouth there, so it's literally hell on earth. So of course we decide to park there that night. It's 8 p.m. We're in this parking lot. We get out of the car, and we're still mid-argument. She's not budging for some reason when I'm clearly right, I don't understand. I've just finished telling her, look, Kayla, you've just moved to California, okay? I've lived here I grew up here, lived here my entire life, okay? Because of that, I am mentally prepared for when the big earthquake strikes, okay? I've been waiting for it for 20 years. Every time I'm in a building, I know where all the exits are, I know where I'm gonna hide, I know how I'm going to save people. I've been waiting for this. You haven't, you've only lived here for a year. She, for some reason, doesn't understand my logic. And the craziest thing happens. At that moment, an earthquake doesn't at all strike. No, thank God, because we're in a parking structure, and that's the worst place to be in if there's an earthquake. But something stranger happened. So it's 8 p.m., we're walking to the elevator, we're 5 feet away from it at this point, and behind us, we just hear this bone-chilling, animalistic, moaning scream. And I don't mean it's a quick scream. I mean this is a minute-long axe murder scream. We turn. Behind us, 20 feet away, I shit you not, is a real-life zombie. And I don't mean the kind of zombie in Thriller who is maybe still hot enough to fuck. I'm talking about that bitch in The Walking Dead, the first episode of The Walking Dead, whose legs are cut off, and she's in the grass and she's crawling. And AMC have spent all of their money to make her the scariest thing possible. You guys remember that, everyone? Yeah, I can tell. Okay. Imagine her, okay, but she's a 40-year-old man. So scarier, okay? This guy has legs, even scarier. And he has this look in his eye that says, I'm gonna eat your fucking faces. And I was like, oh no. And then he starts sprinting at us, full on sprinting at us, screaming at the top of his lungs. And we're like, oh no, what the fuck? So we book it into the elevator. Okay, so we're in the elevator, doors wide open. I can't see this dude, but I can hear him sprinting through the parking structure, still screaming. I am closest to the button to close the door. I'm sitting there thinking, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, if it's just like a dude trying to scare us, like, fuck this guy, you know what I mean? Realistically, though, honestly, it was probably a homeless dude on bath salts because he looked not well. And it was around the time where that whole bath salt, epidemic was going on with that guy ate his face in Florida. Do you guys remember? Whatever. Okay, so it was around that time. And so realistically, it was that. But then I had this thought of, what if it is actually the start of a zombie apocalypse and I'm experiencing it right now? I never thought that would actually happen because it just doesn't seem realistic that it would happen. But because I didn't expect it to happen, that's why it happened, because the only things that happen unexpectedly. It's just physics, guys. Kayla next to me pulls me out of my thoughts, says, Sarah, close the fucking door. I look at the button. Look at the door still wide open. He's clearly about to gain on us. I look at Kayla, and with my most courageous voice I can muster, I turn to her and say, what do you think this guy's story is? Who is this dude? Really though? It's really strange that this is happening. And she goes, not the fucking time, pushes me out of the way, presses the button to close the door. Doors close right as he's reaches the door. She saves us. And that's the story of how Kayla was right. It was really strange. You know what? She was only right the one time, okay? I've been right other times. All right, that's my story.